Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be my reading vlog from the 16th of May through is it the 20th? Let me check. Yes, through the 20th. So it is Tuesday. When in doubt, I seem to never be able to start my weekly vlogs on a Sunday. So these end up always being like 4 or 5 day vlogs, but it's better than nothing. So let's just quickly talk about the books that I have started because I have 3. Well, I have 4, but we're not going to talk about the 4th unless I actually start reading it because I've been reading it for like 3 weeks. But the first book is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, which I don't read with the dust jacket on, so I will just be holding up this, but know that this black book means this cover. But this is one of the many books, I'm holding it upside down, this is one of the many books in the Shadowhunter universe. So basically this is taking place in 1903 Edwardian London as we are following a group of Shadowhunters, and there are 2 new Shadowhunter families that move to London. Shadowhunters are basically humans with angel blood that fight off demons. And so these 2 new families move in, and the levels of demon attacks start to increase, and everyone's wondering why the fuck this is happening, pretty much. And so we are following like the younger characters, like the teenagers pretty much, of these families that are in London, and we just go through there. I have read this book twice already, so I am kind of briefly skimming some parts that I remember very vividly. I'm currently on page 216, so about a third in, and I'm rereading this so I can reread the second book so that I can finally read the third book, which came out end of January, that I have not read yet and I've owned since like February, so I'd like to get it read at some point, but I have to reread the first 2 before I read the third. Then I have Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, which I actually haven't read the back of this, but I am currently 40 pages in. I literally started this morning. But basically, we are following Bea, who, after her mom ends up dying, she ends up having to go stay with her, like, dad, who she has a very estranged relationship with. She only sees him, like, once a year, and they maybe talk on the phone, like, once a month. And so she ends up going to stay with her dad for the summer while she waits for the new school year to start so that she can go off to university. And basically that's the point where I'm at. I believe it's like, so she's well on the more poor side, and her dad recently married a rich woman, so now when she goes to stay with her dad, she's in this very rich environment, and I believe that she meets like a rich boy who, I'm gonna assume because it's Colleen Hoover and Colleen Hoover writes romance, that maybe she ends up falling for the guy, or there's at least a little romantic stuff in there with maybe an underlying tone of like we're talking about wealth. Because all I have read is Bea comes from a life of poverty and neglect. Samson comes from a family of wealth. That's literally all I've read from the back of the book. That's pretty much all I know. So, the point I'm at, I'm guessing she met Samson because she met a boy that seemed to be rich, but didn't actually learn his name. So I'm going to assume it's him, but I'm definitely going to be reading a lot more of this, as I read the first 40 pages in probably like 20 minutes. Like, it's really fast paced. And yeah, I'm borrowing this from my library. And then the final book I have started is Hat Trick Heart by, I'm brain farting on the author, by Ella Market. And this is a like why choose hockey romance where we are following Macy. We're following Macy, Andy, Max, and Raphael. I think those are their names. I'm brain farting on everything. My brain is still in bed. And the thing is, 6 years ago, they were all friends in college. And then now we are 6 years later. Raphael, or Rafe as he's typically called in the book, so I will call him Rafe, has pretty much upon graduation from like university, has gone no contact, and we are at that 6 years later where Andy and Max are playing for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Macy is an author who is struggling to write her next book. Like, she's under contract, she needs to write another book, she doesn't know what to write, and so she has the brilliant idea to write a hockey romance. No, write what you know, because she attends every single game, every single like event, almost every practice that Andy and Max go to, and so she starts writing this, but then Rafe ends up getting traded from, I think, Minnesota to Tampa, and Macy ends up starting to have her own little hockey romance. And I am 40% into this, I think. I'm 40% into it according to Goodreads. Did I update my Goodreads the last time I read the book? I'm honestly not sure. So we're going with 40%, and I'm enjoying it. There's definitely some things that I very much question the, like, reality of it, especially stuff to do with hockey, because as somebody who is writing her own hockey romance and has to do a shit ton of research and has read a few other hockey romances, there's a couple things that I'm just like, I don't actually think that would happen. But also, I'm not an insider to the hockey world, so I don't know. But from what I do know, maybe not 100% accurate. But when in doubt, it's fiction, so I am kind of brushing some of those things under the rug, because I'm like, well, obviously, hockey romances are much more focused on the romance than the hockey. So, yeah. But I'm enjoying it. It's probably gonna end up being like a 4-star. Like, it's good, but not great, but it's not bad. So, like, 4 stars, that's what I'm guessing. But yeah, this intro is extremely long because I had to talk about so many books. But today is mostly schoolwork. I just uploaded a vlog. Reading, obviously. I need to film a video later. And there's like a bunch of other things that I need to do, but I figured start this vlog while I have the energy, and then I will update you as more reading things happen, I guess. So it is Wednesday at 12:20, and I didn't update yesterday because, well, I forgot. I ended up just having so much stuff, and by the time I crawled into bed, I was like, I'm not picking up the camera. But I ended up getting to page 313 of... No, which way is right? Chain of Gold. There we go. So am I over 50%? I think I'm over 50%. I read up to page 89, right? Yeah, 89 of Heartbones, and this is giving me, like, in the best way possible, like, 2017 Wattpad vibes. Like, I was a Wattpad reader in, like, 2018, 2019, but I read stuff from probably close to, like, 2016, 2017. This is giving me those vibes, again, in the best way possible, of it feels just so comforting and so quick and so easy to read. The characters are fun and cute, but this does have very much a hard impact because of the characters. And I was right when I said that the guy that Bea met is Samson, who is, like, the neighbor. So it's gonna be a cute, like, ooh, they were neighbors, like, close proximity. Bea's stepsister's trying to get her to get with Samson, which I really like. Really like in the sense of, like, Bea's like, no, but it keeps on thinking, but he is cute. And I'm like, that would be me. But yeah, I'm hoping to get quite a bit done today. I do have an appointment that I have to go to, and then a job interview this afternoon, so I won't be able to read this afternoon. And then I made it to 77% of Hat Trick Heart, and I'm enjoying it. Like, it is still that 4 stars. It's not good, it's not bad, it's like meh. Like, it's good, but just, I don't know, I feel like we're grasping at straws, and very much I feel like it just doesn't mesh well together at some points. which isn't a huge negative thing, but it's just something that I'm like I'm not regretting reading it, but it's not going to be a new favorite, if that makes any sense. But I will probably be finishing it tonight because I think I have less than an hour left. So yeah. Okay, so I cannot remember if I mentioned this earlier about a job interview. I feel like I did, but I got the job, which I'm like really fucking excited about. Also, the lighting's dark because I turned the laptop off and forgot to do this clip, and then I'm like, I'm too lazy to turn on the laptop to have better light. But I got the job. I start possibly next week. So probably only a few days after you're actually seeing this, but I'm so fucking excited. That means, like, yes, it's gonna take up a lot of my time, but it means more money, proper income, and I guess more stability in my life. So that's really good. But I read some more of Heartbones too today, and I got to page 167, and I'm really enjoying it still. I honestly might try to finish this tomorrow because I have like 150 pages left maybe, which I feel like that could be possible if I time things right. And then I made it to page 210 of Chain of Gold, and I'm still really enjoying this. I don't really have much thoughts on this besides this is giving me summer vibes, and I just want it to be summer. Obviously, it's giving me summer vibes because it takes place over the summer, and I'm like, I want it to be summer. I wish I could have a summer experience like this, minus all the trauma that Bea had to go through to get there. But like, I'm like, I just want a summer in a beach house with a cute boy next door. Like, how do I sign up for that, please? But I'm going to crawl into bed and read more of Hat Trick Heart and maybe finish it. Who knows? So it's 4 o'clock on Thursday. We're gonna ignore my blanket because A, it's comfy, and B, my room's cold when I turn the fans on, but when I turn the two fans that are on off, my room gets too hot. So we got a blanket. But last night I did finish Hat Trick Heart, and I gave it 4 stars. It did have a bunch of cliches in it, which I was expecting, and the characters were good, but just nothing blew me away. Like, I did like the spice, the characters were good. I do like the diversity in the characters, and that in general it is a diverse book, but there's like nothing that blew me away that I know is gonna stand out, but it was enjoyable. So I feel like that just makes it a 4-star. And the same thing can also be said for Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, because I literally just finished it 5 minutes ago. I decided this afternoon to just kind of like read it, and it gets 4 stars. I did really enjoy it. It gives me like summer vibes, which it's May, so it's almost summer in my brain, but it also, like, the cover screams spring to me. I don't know why, but I feel like I read this at the perfect time. But the way that, like with this, Bea and Samson, their friendship turned relationship of sorts, I felt was really done, and the, I guess I'll say, plot twist with Samson, it was very predictable. Like, I predicted half of it completely correct. Like, I messaged my friends earlier and I was like, prediction for the book, and it was half right, the other half wasn't, but I can also see, like, it makes sense. Like, as it was being revealed, I'm like, oh, that's why he mentioned that, or that's why that was so prominent. That word doesn't sound like a real word, you know what I mean. And overall, I do like this. I will say, it has a kind of unrealistic ending, but it's Colleen Hoover, it's romance. There's gonna be unrealistic endings, so I'm not that surprised. But it is definitely one that I enjoyed reading. I would recommend it for like a cute summer read that does dive into just a little bit more intense themes, because obviously Bea grew up in poverty. She had to do things to survive. and you like hear how Samson had to live his life too, which throughout the book you reveal isn't so perfect as he portrays it. So yeah, it definitely has that like overarching cuteness with just a little hint of a darker, more realistic themes. And so that I really do like. But yeah, so that was just a little update on the 2 books I finished. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to start tonight. Logically, I should probably read a book that I've been reading for literally a month. Or I could start something else. I really don't know, but I will figure that out. I know later I will be reading more of Chain of Gold, hoping to get a good chunk into that, and then I'll also be doing a few other things here, so fingers crossed I will update you probably later after I read more of Chain of Gold, or if I start something else, I honestly don't know. So it is now Friday, at noon, and I, to nobody's surprise, forgot to update last night, but I read to page 478 of Chain of Gold. Which way is it? I always forget. This way. For you to be able to read it, I think. Who knows? But yeah, updated. We got that far into this. Fingers crossed I'll finish it today. And then one of the main reasons I didn't update is because I ended up watching some hockey, the Panthers and the Hurricanes, which ended up going into 4 fucking overtimes. I literally was like, yeah, I could have gotten to sleep, but also I'm a completionist. If I start watching a hockey game and I don't finish it, I feel like a failure. So that's what I was doing till midnight. Because it literally went until midnight my time. 6 fucking hours of watching hockey. I'm not complaining. But dear fucking lord, that was the equivalent of 2 games. Which I rarely watch 2 games in one night. But throughout those like intermissions there, I was reading Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton, which is a really fucking dark romance. Which basically there's like this horror fair carnival type thing called Satan's Affair, where in the fall it travels throughout the United States, or at least so far it seems to be the United States, and we are following Sibby and her henchmen as they work at like one of the haunted houses within the like fair, and while they are doing their job, they end up finding the corrupt, the evil people with evil souls, and kills them within the like within like the scare house that they work at, and it is very fucking dark. I'm like 40% in, and holy shit, this is the face that I literally made. Like, my face was stuck in this shocked face for a good like minute of just, the fuck did I just read? Like, basically, Sibby really likes torture, so she tortures her victims before killing them. One of the ways that she killed one of these guys who was a rapist is taking a homemade mace and shoving it somewhere where it definitely should not have gone, and I'm gonna leave it there so that YouTube doesn't flag this video, but you can fill in the blanks of there was intestines outside of the body, and that's the face that I made. And yeah, darkest shit I've ever read, but I'm fucking loving it. I love Sibby and her henchmen, and I love it. It's really fucking dark because Sibby grew up in a cult, so definitely explains why she's a little fucked up in the head, but like she grew up in a cult, and all of her henchmen, who you don't see that much of minus like smut scenes, but they all had fucked up pasts. And so I'm sitting here like, H.D. Carlton, I know you're writing a full-length novel, or you're planning on it. I need that, like, now, please. Like, I will be pre-ordering that whenever it comes out. Like, I will be buying a physical copy of that, just like how I'm already, like, I need a physical copy of this, please. I don't even know if physical copies are available of it. And then now I'm like, shit, should I just buy Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline physically? Because I feel like I'm gonna love those two, because they're on the same-ish level of darkness. But yeah, I'm like already obsessed with that, and this weekend is just gonna be me reading dark romance, I think. Which, I'm not gonna complain about that. But yeah, that's kind of the update. So yeah, I will, fingers crossed, update later. I don't fucking know. Today is, we have to go downtown to do a few things. I need to do schoolwork. I want to film some TikToks, maybe make some Instagram posts. I don't really fucking know, honestly. I'm playing it by ear for the rest of the day, but yeah. So it's now about 8:30 and I finished Chain of Gold, which I'm actually going to put the dust jacket on as I talk. But I'm giving it 5 stars, which is what I gave it my previous 2 times. When in doubt, I always love the Shadowhunter books because they are very, like, they're very comforting. Like, I don't know, whenever I feel like I need something that's comforting, I think of these books, because I think it's because I've been with this world for the longest. Like, I started reading the books in early 2018, I think is when I read, City of Bones, and yeah, I think it was early 2018, so like over 5 years ago. That cannot be right. Oh my god, is that right? We're running to Goodreads. Yeah, holy shit, I started reading City of Bones for the first time in March, like roughly March 2018. Holy shit, it's been 5 years since I've started any of the books in this world. And when in doubt, so I think that's kind of why it's comforting, of like, this is this, like, the Mortal Instruments series, which is right there, like, it's somewhere in amongst those books up there, are what got me into reading. So when in doubt, it doesn't matter what book I'm reading within the Shadowhunter world, it still is that comforting feeling, because obviously, yeah, they're different, but like the core, like, of the series is the same, of its Shadowhunters fighting demons to save their people and to save the mundanes. And so I think that's why I always find so much comfort in these. And I really do love the characters in this series of it. I love the friendship and the, like, I love books where the center is a friend group that has grown up together. Like in this, like, the Merry Thieves are a group of 4 friends who literally have grown up with each other since birth, because their parents were friends and became like parents together, pretty much. Like, their parents are the characters in the Infernal Devices, so it's good to kind of see that second generation and see how close they are, and just like their family, whether it is by blood or not. Some of them are related by blood, but even those that aren't are still essentially like cousins. Like, they grew up as cousins, and I love that. And I probably love that because I didn't really grow up too close with a bunch of my family, so it's nice to see that in a book. And then even the characters that slowly get thrown in are also nice, and it's just, I love it so much. Like, the core value of this book is essentially like family, and like protecting your family, and like all of that. And that's one thing that I really love about this. But I'm gonna stop talking about this before I go into too much, but I just love it. But I feel good to have this done, because now I can eventually start Chain of Iron. I was like, where the fuck is it? Over there. You cannot see where it is. But I think I'm gonna read Charm by Tracy Wolff first, so I'll probably start that tomorrow. But yeah, but I'm gonna go and read more of Satan's Affair and finish it, because I only have like 60% left, which is like 100-ish pages. So yeah, and then that will be another book finished that I will update you on later. So it is now 11:15, and shockingly, I'm updating. Who the hell am I? But I finished Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton, and 5 out of 5 stars. I fucking loved it, but holy hell, that ending, like the epilogue, just, oh my god. I will just say, biggest plot twist ever of like, I don't even know what I can say without spoilers, but like, if somebody would have told me that that would have been how the book ends, I would never have believed them. I would have been like, you're fucking with me, right? But oh my god, Sibby is so fucked up in the head, and I love her, and I'm wondering if that should make me question my mental state, because like not, this isn't really spoilers, but she has really severe mental issues that you see throughout the book, and obviously she murders people. And like, Sibby is so fucked up in her head because she grew up in a cult. That's not really that big of a spoiler. And obviously she escapes, and she ends up at the like Satan's Affair carnival, and she is just so fucked up because she has never had a true place in life, if that makes any sense. And her mental health issues, first of all, definitely takes the extreme side of very bad mental health and all of that, to the point that she literally murders people. Like, she's a murderer. Speaking of murderers, I've met Zaid, who is in Haunting Adeline, which I'm going to be reading next, because oh my god, like, there was a description and I was like, that sounds like Zaid. Is that Zaid? If it is, hello. Like, I love that man just from Book Talk and Bookstagram and Book Twitter and just just online. I love him because of that. So now I'm like, I've read him. Like, he was in like, I don't know how many pages. But like, when he was, I was like, hello, I love you. And that makes me question my mental health. But oops. But I loved it, like, oh my gosh. And now I'm so excited to start Haunting Adeline tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you in the morning, maybe. So right now it is about 2:30 on Saturday, and yeah, I decided to redo the bookshelves over there. Yeah, I decided, fuck it, let's do it. I want to listen to an audiobook, so might as well get something productive done. So yeah, I will update you when that is done. I am currently watching Allie from Hardback Hoarder. She's doing like 24-hour sprints, and so I've been watching those a little bit so far. I've been sweating my ass off, so definitely gonna need a shower later. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, and that literally took me over an hour to do, and then to wipe off the shelves, and then there's just a mess back there. And there's just a mess everywhere pretty much from me deciding to clean, but I guess that's what kind of happens. But I still need to figure out how I'm going to reorganize the books, because I probably should have thought that through before I covered my entire bed in books. I should probably do that. So it is now 9:15 actually, and I finished the bookshelf. So there's just a really quick overview of how it looks now. There's a bunch of shit in front of it, but I love how it is, and so yeah, I love the way it turned out now. There definitely isn't too much room to grow, but hopefully it'll last a little bit longer, because there's like a couple of spaces I can put books, and also I just feel like it's a little bit more organized, because like, yeah, I just like where everything is just a little bit more. But I'm going to go and start Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. All I know about this is that we are following Zaid, who ends up stalking Adeline. And I briefly mentioned Zaid in one of my previous clips talking about Satan's Affair because he's in that, and I believe the timelines cross just the tiniest bit. And then like Adeline, something about like she's living in like her grandma's creepy house, or and like I don't know much about Adeline, so we will just have to see. But I'm actually gonna end this vlog here because it is already after 9 o'clock and I probably won't update before Saturday ends. So I guess you'll have to stay tuned for my next vlog to find out how I do like Haunting Adeline. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, because it really helps my channel grow. But yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!